What's up, guys? Iceman here. Welcome to Diablo 4. Appreciate you guys for coming by. Like this video if you will. Subscribe to the page. Hit the bell so you're notified next time I post a video. And may peace be with my subscribers. So in this video, I'm showcasing my droid. Doggy's going off in the background. Might have to start over. But perhaps I'll wait just a moment. I have found a few more pieces since my last video. I played for several hours. Or maybe just a couple hours. To my understanding, I completed Act 3. But I haven't, however, yet completed Act 2. I wasn't entirely sure that's how it worked. But I guess that's how it is in the open world Diablo game, where you can complete Act 3 before completing Act 2. That's fine by me, really, but I was just kind of surprised. Like, oh my god, I didn't even know I was in Act 3. But nonetheless, I found this interesting helm, the Vigorous Boneweave, which actually gives to maximum spirit, which is a very nice trait to have on a droid, because, as mentioned in my previous videos, spirit management is the challenge with the Storm Droid, I would say. So the more the merrier. And the special attribute of this is you gain 12% damage reduction while shape-shifted into a werewolf. Now the problem is, in this current build, I do shape-shift into a werewolf just to howl, but as soon as I attack, I'm out of it. Because I don't have any werewolf attacks. So with that being said, I rarely ever take advantage of that legendary mod. But that's fine for now because really this is the best helm I found yet anyway. I'm sure it's going to be outperformed soon by a rare as I gain a couple more levels, but that's fine. I also found this axe, the Rapid Bearded Axe. Basic skills gain 19% attack speed, and that's very nice because I'm actually swinging a lot faster now. And of course, every swing and hit generates spirit. Let's see how much spirit. 14 spirit. You have to hit though. You have to hit an enemy in order to generate that. And the last piece of gear that I found is very, very nice. I think I found this in my last video, in fact. The Overcharged Circle. Up to a 14% chance when dealing lightning damage to overload the target for 3 seconds, causing any direct damage you deal to them to pulse 504 additional damage to surrounding enemies. And 504 additional damage sounded like a lot to me. Especially right now at this level, where my axe, for example, is doing 314 damage per second in itself. So 14% chance to do an additional pulse that does damage to surrounding enemies. At 504 damage, it sounded great. But let me show you what I have going on with this build. It's been a damn good time, and I do like this ice cavern here. And it is nice how they level up with you in this regard, because you can run the caverns that you like and the dungeons that you like. Here's some Cataclysm. Oh my god! It's destructive. I did turn down the world tier. I can't recall if I did that in my last video or not, or was that after the video I did it. But I turned it down to world tier 1. Basically, I got to level 39 on veteran mode, and it was just getting a little too challenging, I thought. Fighting a boss or two. So I turned it down. And I haven't imprinted a single aspect onto my character. I've just been so cheap. So maybe that's all right that I got to level 39 on veteran mode without using a single aspect, be it extracted from a legendary item or implemented from a dungeon aspect. I haven't used any of them. Of course, I have been using legendaries as I find them. The problem is I quickly outlevel them. But what I wanted to showcase in this video is Hurricane. A Diablo 2 skill, and you can see it right here, surrounding him. Might actually last a little longer. On this guy, I have a couple modifiers for it, and it ran out, as you can see, just a couple seconds ago. And within a few more seconds, I can use it again. And that's what it is. I think this would be perhaps very beneficial in a werebear or werewolf build, because you are getting up in the enemy's grill. And when you get up in their grill, of course, you're in their proximity. And in which case they will be affected by Hurricane. But here's the tooltip. It's a Wrath, Storm, Nature Magic skill. With my gear, it has a cooldown of 17.37 seconds. Form a hurricane around you that deals 662 damage to surrounding enemies over 8 seconds. Alright, so it's not 662 per second. That would be awesome. And OP. So it's over that course of time. So it's less than 100 damage per second. Like 90 damage per second or something like that. It's not horrible. But I'm using it for other reasons. The damage is okay. And I'll show you what the damage looks like against just basic enemies. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can find a couple. Here's some basic enemies. So you can see here, I mean, the damage sucks. The damage really sucks from it. I could even take a basic enemy down to even half-life from using it. But the thing is, it has other reasons to use it, of course, that are probably far more important than damage. But speaking on the damage of it, let's take a look and see what it looks like when you put another point into it. Because I only have mine at rank 1. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how worth it is to up that. You increase it from 662 from rank 1 to 2 to 728. I just didn't really feel like it was worth leveling that, but maybe it is. I'm curious if you guys have been leveling up your skills before getting to like level 80 or whatever, because I can understand at that point you're probably going to max out some of the skills that you use all the time. But other than that, there's just too many like little modifiers you can choose that I feel like outweigh ranking up a certain skill. But I could be wrong on that. And I modified it, enhanced Hurricane. Enemies who are damaged by Hurricane are slowed by 25% for 2 seconds. Now, this is very important because there's a lot of things you can get on gear and through your skills in Paragon, I believe, where you do more damage to slowed enemies, all right? So that's very important. And I think you can modify that. So that's why I went that route. Now, here's the other route you could go with it. You could go either this way or this way. This way would be Savage Hurricane. Enemies affected by Hurricane deal 20% less damage. So if you're going more of a defensive route, which is very beneficial because I have been suffering the most, I think, with defense. So you might want to look into more defensive aspects. But I went with this one, Natural Hurricane. Hurricane has a 15% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 3 seconds. So we have slowed here, and then we have vulnerable. The reason why that's important is because your gear will have things that modify that. Like in this example, a ring. 10% vulnerable damage. So you do 10% damage, 10% more damage to vulnerable enemies. And then even 13% damage to slowed enemies. But even more importantly, there's other things that you want to prioritize, whatever that is, there's other reasons as to why you'd want to prioritize vulnerable and slowed outside of just doing more damage to enemies. And here's one of them. Perfect Storm. Storm skills that you cast grant 1 spirit and deal 15% increased damage when damaging a vulnerable, immobilized, or slowed enemy. So this is extremely important. Perfect Storm right here. So that's one of the key passives. Because as mentioned in the beginning of this video, one of the most difficult things about the Storm Druid, I think, especially starting out, is your resource management. Because you run out a lot. So in this case, this is amazing. I'm not sure if you can modify this. I think your lucky hit on gear can modify these things where you can increase that chance. I don't know if it'll show here in the tooltip. But I believe your lucky hit affects that. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any idea. But nonetheless, you want to gain spirit as much as you can, as fast as you can. And this is going to help keep that up quite significantly. 1 spirit and deal 15% increased damage when damaging a vulnerable, immobilized, or slowed enemy. And I damage a lot of slowed and immobilized and vulnerable enemies, partly because of Hurricane, but also other skills. So you can watch my spirit there. The more enemies that surround me... Oh, I just leveled up. the more enemies around you, the more you're going to regen spirit. As long as you're casting skills and stuff, because you're going to be hitting more. So it's a very nice effect. As you can see, though, I'm still running out of spirit. Quite quickly. So there's a lot of work to be done still. But I'm going in the right direction, I believe. So I've really been prioritizing gear that allows me to make enemies vulnerable. And not just gear, but skills. And skills and gear that prioritize making enemies vulnerable, immobilized, or slowed. Because that's what you get for it, is you can regen your spirit. You can see here, I'm actually, look at my spirit right now. Look at that. Look at how much it's standing. Then I can even howl occasionally. Oh my god. That's awesome. And I'm not sure what the end game is like necessarily. I'm looking forward to getting there, so stay tuned for this channel. And again, subscribe here if you will. Like the damn video. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit the bell so you're notified next time I post. Because I will be doing endgame, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But I haven't been spoiling it for myself. But nonetheless, I speculate endgame, you're going to have a lot of monster density. In which case, with a build like this, you're going to be regenerating a lot of spirit. Maybe it'll be nearly infinite spirit in some situations, which would be awesome. And cooldowns as well. Here's the Cataclysm skill. Just love it when I can cast that when they're all around me. Cast Cataclysm, be casting Lightning Strike all over the damn place. It's just epic. Here's a good clutter right here. A nice shield, very important as well. But I'll be discussing more of this build in future videos, and I'm going to play some more before making another one. Possibly. Or maybe not this time around, but nonetheless, I intend to cover the rest of this build in future videos. So really appreciate you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on this matter. What character are you playing in Diablo 4? And what build are you running? And perhaps more importantly, where do you think Diablo 4 ranks compared to other Diablo games? I'm curious what you guys have to say about that in the comments below. Maybe I will find another legendary. It's been very exciting. I haven't found a unique item yet. Oh my god. Devastating enemies right here. But I anticipate that I will, in the not too distant future. I will find a frickin' unique eventually here. So I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace be with you.